Folks, I have been blessed to meet a lot of people in my life. This year at LEAP, I met maybe one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met in my life. And that would be Clayton. Can we dim the lights a little bit? And rather than me tell you about this unbelievable young man, I thought I would just show you. Okay? So please watch the screens. And can we turn that volume up?
Today, all new, the exclusive.
6 years old, literally chained in a closet, tortured by his own family. Now,
do you remember the very first time you were put in the closet?
he is ready to tell his story for the first time.
Would you ever want to ask your father why?
The heartbreaking police tapes.
I had a fence around me, chained up.
And 13 years after the rescue, reunited with the hero who saved his life.
Next.
It was the year 2000 when we told his story. Back then, we couldn't say his name or show his face, but so many of you were outraged. He was a 6-year-old little boy who had endured some of the most heinous child abuse our nation had ever heard. Try to imagine what it would be like for a small child to be locked inside a closet, very much like this one. Our crew reconstructed this closet based on police evidence photos. It is less than 2 feet by 2 feet. And inside, Clayton's little body, look at this, Clayton's little body was wrapped in a wire fence and then bound with chains like an animal. He wasn't given food for days. Sometimes he would eat pieces of a paper bag that were left in this closet. Even more unfathomable, this was not at the hands of strangers.
For months, Clayton was locked inside an airless, dark bathroom closet, often for 24 hours at a time. Inside the closet was another horror. The small boy was tightly bound in wire fencing, then wrapped and locked in chains. Clayton had to stand for agonizing hours on end, even while sleeping. His tiny neck and chest bore scars from the wire and chains cutting into his bare skin. When Clayton could no longer hold his bodily functions, he was forced to go to the bathroom on himself. His stepmother punished him by rubbing his own feces in his face. Then his father would urinate on him. The only kindness Clayton ever received was from his 14-year-old stepsister, who let him out and fed him cereal when both parents were away.
So, as I said, Clayton was just 6 years old when he was rescued from that closet. Back then, he could not speak for himself about his unimaginable ordeal. Today, he is a 19-year-old young man and telling his story in his own words for the first time. You'll be astonished at his resilience. Please welcome.
Standing welcome to Clayton Moss. For you, buddy. The amazing guy. Hey, buddy. Thank you for being here. Do you have a mic on? Have a seat. Can we turn the lights up here, the spots? So first of all, thank you for being here.
I love it. I'm excited to be here.
What was that like? I don't know many of us who can even fathom something like that. So how did you stay strong? How did you get through it? Just kind of give some ideas for anybody who might be going through a situation that maybe helped you.
My creativity is what really kept me through it. Being in the closet and, thinking to myself, I need to get out of here and, I don't belong in here. And, for a while it felt kind of normal, but then, I kind of realized that, I had a sister who was sitting out watching TV all the time. And, while I was locked in this closet, I didn't get it. So I, just thought of things, ways to get out. I was thinking about, screaming, just like creating ways to try to, escape out of the, everything that was going on.
And so, how did you get out? How did that all happen? I mean, weren't you missed, like the kids playing in the community, or didn't anyone notice that you weren't around?
Well, the neighborhood that I lived in, the kids were always out playing, but I was never allowed to. My mom, she basically just dropped me off with my dad for visitation and then just never came back. She was heavily into drugs and, still to this day won't admit it to me that she was, but, everyone knew it and, no one knew. It was just a secret. I just disappeared from school. No one paid attention, and that's the issue today. Is no one pays attention to the details, and when kids go missing.
So how did you get out?
I had a police officer. His name was Officer Todd Pate. He's from Breckenridge County in Kentucky, and what happened was my stepsister ran away, and she ran down to him and. Basically told him everything that was going on, and he believed her, and and he so what he did was he called up Carmen and Joe, which is my biological father, and said, I have your daughter. If you want to come get her, I need both of you to come and sign. Which in all reality he didn't, but he knew that if he required both of them to come, they'd bring me as well. And it was that he figured it out. He got me down there, and he saw what was going on, and he pushed and pushed until finally, someone finally got me out of there. And it took forever, but they finally did.
So they brought you down to the station to pick up your sister.
Yeah, all the way from Bremen, which is in northern Indiana, all the way down to southern, Indiana, Kentucky, right on that state line.
And then, what did you mean when you said it took a while to get you out of there? I mean, did the officer, they were not allowed to keep you there, I guess, right?
No, because he saw the signs, but he had to make reports, and get it to CPS up in St. Joseph County in Indiana, and basically the lady came in, checked everything out. It looked good, because they call and warn you, hey, we're coming to check out your house, so you better have your kid cleaned up. In other words. And they conned me and said, just tell him everything's good, and and I just was stupid. But eventually he kept pushing, and finally they got in and decided to take me out of the environment, using the testimony and everything that they had from her and from Todd Pate.
So then just walk through what happened at that point. You got removed from the home, and what happened? Anything happened to your parents?
He didn't. He served very little time. It was around 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, he was originally given 4. It was a year and a half, because he was originally given 4. He got off half of it because of good behavior, and then and then he got another 6 months off for getting his GED, which is ridiculous. I mean, and that's that's the part that gets to me the most. He actually he lives, not 10 minutes from where I work currently. So, just thinking about that every day I walk into work it's stressful. It really is. So
what was this all happens, and now how old are you? They get arrested, right? And how old are you?
I was 6 when they got arrested, and they went to prison, foster home for, a couple days before they found something more permanent. I was fortunate enough to get in a foster home permanently, for the time being, and then my aunt and uncle actually adopted me, so I was very fortunate on that side. And it was on my mom's side, so it wasn't I'm still socializing with the family, so I was very, very fortunate for, those 2 heroes that saved me.
Okay. So what are you doing now? Let's bring you up. When I met you at LEAP, I thought you were the most amazing human being I'd ever met in my life, because for somebody to go through anything like that, And here's why I say this. He was the kindest, most positive, most generous, most appreciative person I've met in a long time. And he went through an entire week of LEAP. I knew nothing about this. Dr. Bill even kept it from me. And nobody knew. So he's going through this amazing week of LEAP with all these great kids and all of us there. And we had no idea anything about this until brought Clayton up after watching the Oprah video. And what I remembered about you was the whole time prior to this, nobody knew who you were. You were the nicest, most appreciative person I'd ever met. And I just remember telling somebody about, well, that kid Clayton is a really nice kid. And we would talk about different kids. And then when they brought you up after that, I mean, I about fell over. I'm like, you have every reason in the world to be bitter or upset or, you know, why me? And so just talk about that for a second, because I think your spirit is one of the most amazing I've ever seen for somebody who's gone through something like that.
I can't explain more. You know, I can't stress it enough. You know, Glenn came up and, you know, that's where I want to be in 40 years or however many years.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, anyways. I actually wrote him a note and said, you know, that I want to be more wise. But anyways, why wake up with a frown on your face? You know, it made me so strong, you know, with everything that happened and the people that were there to support me. You know, you live one life, wake up, smile, and make someone's day. You know, if I make one person smile during a day, I'm happy. You know, I'm content with the rest of my day because I know that I made an impact on someone's life, whether it was a small smile or whether I really, really changed their life.
Isn't that amazing? How do you not revert back to, you know, some tough thinking? I mean, how do you stay that positive and forward thinking? How do you not dwell on the past, so to speak?
I was actually sitting down, he's not here, he actually left, during lunch the other day with he's a music therapist. Music is the best therapy for me. Music and movies are my two favorite things in the world. You know, I listen and I listen to the words and I let it soak in, and then when I'm done, you know, if I'm in a bad mood and I listen to some music that I enjoy for the mood that I'm in the greatest mood when I'm done because, you know, I just let go and realize that there's nothing I can do to change the reason that I'm upset and the things that happen to me. I control my future, no one else.
Well, brother, you are a true inspiration. And thank you for allowing us to share this amazing story. And thank you for going to LEAP and being the inspiration you are, because you inspired me. And if it weren't for, that's why one of the reasons, many reasons, I'm so grateful for LEAP. I would have never met this amazing human being. Would you all please give a standing thank you to Clayton for being the amazing spirit he is.